Hello and welcome to another production of The Single 8 Show. Your name is...
My name is Joseph Mills. Your name is...
Hunter Mills.
Hunter Mills, y'all. That's right.
Also known as The Single 8.
We are the good siblings.
Yeah.
Yes. And we are here to talk to you today. I have been thinking about a topic that I'm trying to hash out into either a sermon or a Bible study. I don't quite know how I want to do it, but I'm going to do it. So we're going to do this as a podcast first. And this will probably appear on our Comics in Christ feed or even our Worship Center's YouTube video.
Yeah.
I need to process how that I want to have this conversation.
Yeah.
So, look at my fingers.
Yeah.
Explain to the view listeners my pretty, pretty fingers.
To the view listeners, they are rainbow.
I've got a color. I almost got a different color on every hand. I only had 8 colors, so there's some repeats. And of course, the repeats are pink.
Yes. Because pink is your favorite color.
Because pink is my favorite color.
And I definitely didn't will you into buying a pink dress shirt for yourself.
You certainly did not will me into buying a pink dress shirt for myself, but I did buy a lovely pastel plaid dress shirt for myself to wear on Easter.
Yes.
Yes. But I was looking at my fingernails, and I thought about, I have some dear siblings who acknowledge themselves as bisexual. And I have some dear siblings that are beginning to process their transgender journeys, transitioning journeys, by starting out by doing things like painting their fingernails or wearing a lovely pastel shirt in some ways. And I thought about my fingernails. I do this just because I like to.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to make a social statement. I'm not trying to address anything about myself. But I may be making somewhat of a social statement that, hey, I'm 300-pound masculine man with a goatee and a bald head.
Yeah.
And if you want to talk to me about painting my fingernails, I want you to know that I am a 300-plus pound bald-headed man with a goatee.
Yeah.
Anybody can paint their fingernails.
Yeah, like I normally go... I'm a grunge person, so my fingernails are always painted black.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah. Because you're grungy?
Yeah.
Take a bath and shave. Then you won't be so grungy.
You don't know what You know what? I don't care. This did not...
You understand what I'm saying. I was making a joke about you being dirty. Grungy dirty. Yeah, but you're almost gothy.
Yeah.
Not grungy, but gothy.
I lean on gothy.
Yeah.
I really like gothic style, but I do it in the way that makes me happy. Because gothic can be any piece of clothing. It doesn't have to always look like Lydia Deeds from the musicals or other like gothic people in fiction. It can be like, I just wear darker shades most of the time, and I lean on black through all my outfits.
Yeah. So I was looking at my fingernails, and I used to feel like that I had to explain. I had to come up with some explanation about why I paint my fingernails. I do have an honest explanation about one. Yeah. One of my fingers is black, and that is my memory nail for Classic. So that is my memory nail. And normally, if I don't have any nail polish on at all, this one finger is still polished, because that's my memory nail for Classic. But I wanted to talk because I decided this time, you know what, screw it, I'm going to paint my fingernails and I'm not going to explain it.
Yeah.
And because I want to see who has the most problems with me having fingernails.
Yeah.
So my answer is I painted my fingernails because I like it.
Yeah.
Because I really want to see who wants to push that conversation with me more.
Yeah.
So I need to introduce you because this is where my brain went, and this is how this might become a Comics in Christ.
Yeah.
There is a comic book character called Jonah Hex. Do you know who Jonah Hex is?
I do not.
Jonah Hex was a Confederate soldier in the Civil War. He was killed by his own troops and buried to cover up his death. Jonah Hex afterwards gets this evil voodoo curse, and it brings Jonah Hex back to life. And he comes back to extract revenge from those who killed him, which was his own Confederate troops. And Jonah Hex decides to continue to wear his Confederate uniform because anyone that approaches him in a friendly manner, he knows that they are Confederate soldiers and he needs to be wary of them. I started thinking about Jonah Hex when I started thinking about painting my fingernails.
Yeah.
And I started thinking about, okay, I'm going to do this, one, to see who's friendly with me. Hey, nice fingernails. I think they look great. Or two, hey, why does a 300-pound goateed bald guy have his fingernails painted? You're all buff and macho in other ways and biker scary in other ways, but you've got your fingernails painted. And I think when people start to express stuff that they are worried about or they don't like, they start asking annoying questions and they start to reveal they're not trying to learn about why you do it. They want to give you some crap.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I've introduced a part in this conversation that you can jump into.
Yeah, I normally have a trans flag belt that I wear all the time. And it's like my main belt, I rarely wear an outfit without it, only if I get some stuff on it and it needs to be thrown in the wash.
Yeah.
It's the only time I don't wear it. But it's basically kind of my texture of if you notice it
Yes.
and you come talk to me about it, I'm gazing you completely.
Yeah. And
That-
you can gauge a person based on the type of question that they ask because you're wearing what you're wearing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I normally always wear, like, one piece of clothing that shows, hey, I'm a part of this. Come. If you feel comfortable enough, come.
Yes.
And I'm that person that I'm kind of like, if you say one thing in our first conversation that makes me immediately not trust you, I'm not going to.
Yeah. And that's your safety response. And unfortunately, you live in a time that you have to be safe for yourself.
Yeah.
You have to protect yourself in so many ways. So I want to know, and you're gauging, your Jonah Hex gauging of people walking over to you and seeing your belt and asking you questions. Don't name names.
Yeah.
Do not name names. But have you had moments that you're like, okay, I need to avoid this person?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like one time I wore my Pride D&D shirt going into school, and I immediately heard boys in the background laughing, and I'm like, cool, I don't care who any of you are. If I see your face, I'm avoiding you.
Yeah. Because when you do that, it helps you know who to be aware of. It helps you stay safe.
Yeah.
There's been a meme popping around on social media, and it says, I do not wear Pride apparel to show off who I am. I wear Pride apparel so that other people know they're safe with me.
Yeah.
Have you read that?
No, I have not.
I think I roughly quoted it enough that it's what it said. It may not be verbatim, but it was that jest. I don't wear pride items to make a statement. I wear pride items so that other people know they're safe with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I try to be, like, as open and out as humanly possible for the people who will naturally want to avoid me. I don't have to see them.
Yeah.
It's kind of like this weird like a weird protection.
You know,
Like, the more out I am, I can use that as a shield enough to not have to talk to bigots.
but that's the truth, because there's a difference between a bigot and a masshole, spelled M-A-S-S-H-O-L-E, masshole.
Yeah.
Because a bigot will see your shirt and say, I don't want anything to do with that person, I'm going to stay away.
Yeah.
Or a masshole will come over and start crap with you.
Yeah. And I've had the conversation with both sides of that scenario when even if it is a bigot, they'll still kind of
Yeah.
slot in and, like, I don't care.
Yeah.
It's like going back to what we learned in kindergarten, follow the golden rule. I'm not afraid to kind of, like, now snap back.
Follow the golden rule, do unto others until they no longer can do unto you.
Treat others the way that you want to be treated.
Yeah.
If they give me that slappy vibe, I'm not afraid to give it back.
But don't you see how our culture has kind of shifted the golden rule into the joke that I made?
Yeah.
Do unto others until they no longer can do unto you.
Yeah.
It's such a divisive, vindictive environment.
Yeah, it's kind of like, if you say something, I'm not afraid to go, here's all of it.
Yeah.
Now actually think if you're making the right choice in your belief system.
Yeah. So, do you have to deal with that a lot?
Not normally, because I am, like, kind of, like, the outwardly, like, I'm aware sometimes I don't pass when I go into the bathroom, but at the same time, like, that bathroom is the closest one that I feel comfortable with.
Yeah. So, you are going to your gender
Yeah.
bathroom.
Like, if I could, I would go into the office every time.
Say what I just said better.
Go into for me, I'm going to fit the wording even more than normally. I go into the bathroom that I feel the most comfortable being in.
Okay. But if that is your gender
Like that
identity.
That kind of matches my gender identity.
Okay.
It hit that third.
Yeah. Okay, I get
Yeah.
it. So you go. It's no longer just going to the bathroom of your gender identity. It's
Yeah.
going into your bathroom where you feel safe in.
Yeah.
Do you go to female bathrooms?
No.
No. Okay. That's what I wasn't processing.
That one is sheer, like, that is too uncomfortable for me.
Yeah.
And I know, like, there's a good measure that someone in my class is going to be in the men's bathroom when I'm in there.
Yeah.
That know, and I can kind of, like, go, okay, I hear their voice.
Yeah.
I'm going to wait until I hear conversation stop and I know people are leaving and then go, because I recognize that one voice.
Yeah. Oh, that's fair.
And I use other people as modulators. Like, if I know, like, people know and they're comfortable around me, I'll leave the stall while I'm in the bathroom.
Okay.
When there's other people in there.
Is there still people that are, God, bear with me.
It doesn't happen anymore, but that's like my reaction after it and me trying to avoid it.
So, but now you are in a different school, a radically different school. You
Yeah.
kind of broke off of your school course, so you don't have as many people anymore in your school that know you by your dead name.
Yeah.
So, is it easier for you to go to the bathroom now or harder?
It's easier.
Because they just see you as a guy now.
Yeah, I'm like, heads up. I'm kind of like, how I feel like how I am kind of translates a little bit going transfers.
Uh-huh. But
Because-
that's how you feel.
Yeah.
But do people say that?
No, they don't say it, but
You can feel them staring at you?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like we have told the story last year, and I'm not gonna re-say it. But
Alright, this is officially just the Single H show now. So
Yeah.
say it however you want to say it.
So, for newbie listeners, last freshman year at the school, well, I'm not going to say the phrasing, I'm not going to say the words, but said man in the bathroom on phone went, basically, I'm going to say it and no, there's no nicer phrasing, but it's short, what word that you think belong there that combined with what's underneath your pants in that statement.
Is it a 4-letter word that starts with a C?
No, it starts with a V.
Okay.
V.
Okay.
And that's why how I go to the bathroom now in any public place kind of like directly goes off of that situation.
Yeah. So
Trying.
you're still dealing with the trauma of that one situation, that whenever you go to the bathroom, you're still dealing with it?
Yeah, it's
Alright,
kind
that's
of like,
fair. That's fair.
because that is, after a good few times of that happening, your brain naturally,
Expects that's going to be the norm.
yeah, even
Yeah.
though it's been a year.
Yeah.
Like, it had literally been a year. And the date shouldn't be burned into my brain.
But the date is?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the day that happened. I'm
Okay.
like,
So it was April 19th, 2024.
it was a couple of weeks ago.
A couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
So it is still happening now with new people.
It's not happening with new people.
It's the same person.
No, it's not happening anymore. It's that they...
It was a year ago, a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the...
Okay.
A trauma reaction
Uh-huh.
that my brain will let kept no matter what in public bathrooms now are kind of like always on the radar. And no matter what, unless I go into a single stall bathroom, I don't really feel safe.
Yeah.
So it's that kind of the, okay, keep on looking around, keep on... It's like my brain immediately goes on red alert
Yeah.
for no apparent
that's
reason.
your danger zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, red alert, I have to make sure that no one is going to do something like that,
Yeah.
verbally or physically.
Yeah.
And that, I think this is also my brain going, we had the verbal version, let's make sure we don't get the physical version.
I hear you. I hear you loud and clear. Yeah.
And that is going to be another years and years of therapy that we'll have to deal with.
Yeah.
So let's make sure that doesn't happen. So the second I really go into a bathroom anywhere, I'm on red alert.
And it kind of helps you to know who to be aware of when you hear people kind of respond to you about your fingernails or
Yeah.
what your t-shirt says or what have you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm literally like having to gauge people no matter what.
Yeah.
Like the part of my brain that has the hardest time working around people, like social skills, like that whole part of my brain is kind of like, okay, now we have to read people while we're trying to have a conversation with people.
And that sucks, huh?
Yeah.
You don't ever really get to connect with a person until you become extraordinarily comfortable with them,
Yeah.
which is a norm, but it's harder for you to become comfortable with a person because of your journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help that from 8th grade I'm still getting over relationship stuff,
Yeah,
from
all that crap.
friendship that were cut away, and I'm still knowing that that's another wall that
Yeah.
people have to get through.
But sometimes other people put up walls that they actually protect us from them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what happened with one of your friends in 8th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like kind of like going, okay. Like, I'm aware that there's a lot of barriers to get through, but that's like what you have to do.
Yeah.
Like, that is kind of, no matter what, the normal for a trans person now is I'm aware that I have 10 walls. And each wall is another slightly higher challenge that you have to get through to get to my trust and me feeling willing to have emotional conversations with you.
Yeah.
And even then it might be a second.
And it never starts out with being about the person. It starts out with being about other people that you've had to contend with before them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, that is something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we didn't do any of our commercials today, but I do want you to plug your stickers.
Go buy my weird shit.
And if you can find the Single H sticker shop on our Instagram page, the Single H Show stickers shop.
Yeah.
It's on our link tree and our Instagram page at Transcendent Media. And thank you for listening to this conversation. It became a little bit more fruitful than I thought it would, but that was a great episode. All right, that was the Single H Show for this week.
Your name is?
My name is Joseph Mills. Your name is?
The Single H. Have a great week.